This is Paw Print, an animal rescue community, episode 97. I'm Harold Ree, and today's guests are Jonnie Taylor and Natalie Scheffler. Hi, folks. In case you're wondering where Nancy is, she is on an exciting adventure today. If you've listened to previous episodes, you know that we've interviewed two different guests who specialize in flying dogs in an airplane from areas that have a lot of animals, like California, to places that have a smaller number of rescued animals, including Idaho, Washington, Montana, places like that. On episode 50, we interviewed Dr. Peter Rourke of Dog is My Co-Pilot, and on episode 54, we interviewed Rick Browdy of Wings of Rescue. So today, Nancy's going to help load 14 dogs onto a Wings of Rescue flight. I think it's going to be 39 dogs total to head over to Idaho. So hopefully in our next episode, we'll get an update from Nancy on that wonderful experience. Good luck to those wonderful dogs heading out to the beautiful state of Idaho. Now, why am I not there? Well, the main reason is our current foster dog, Bullwinkle, had an accident yesterday. We don't know what the heck happened, but he was running around our backyard. He must have run into, I'm thinking a branch, or maybe like a rough part of a fence or something like that. But he ended up getting a pretty severe cut near his eye. And so I had to drop him off at the vet's this morning to get some stitches. And I'm just kind of hanging out waiting for the phone call. So hopefully Bullwinkle will recover quickly, which I think he will. He's such an active dog. Now, with that said, today's guests are Jonnie Taylor and Natalie Scheffler, two high school students from Hoover High School in North Canton, Ohio. These two students put me to shame when I was in high school. I don't know what the heck I was doing. These two, along with a bunch of other classmates, have created a business that has a wonderful animal theme. It's called Pawsitively Remembered, a business where they're selling wind chimes and dog tags for your favorite animal. You have to order in the next few months before they graduate. If you want to check out Pawsitively Remembered, go to our show notes at thisispawprint.com/97. That's the number 97. Tell us a little bit about Pawsitively Remembered. Sounds like it started out as a high school project.
Yeah, so right now at our high school, we have this awesome opportunity to actually create our own business inside of our business class. And right now we have two companies inside of it. And right now our company is called Pawsitively Remembered. And what we do in there is we actually create custom wind chimes that have, a little picture of your dog and the name of it. And it helps memorialize your dog once the unfortunate happens, your pet passes away. We also make customized dog tag IDs in case the dog were to get lost. That way, help find home, just to help identify them.
So those two things, wind chimes and dog tags.
Yes.
All right, great. Well, tell us a little bit about, maybe tell us a little bit about the class first. What was the name or what's the name of the class, and what have you guys been learning in general?
So the class that we're in is called Business Management, and you actually have to take a few classes leading up to it because only seniors can be in it. So you take Intro to Business, where you just learn all the basics about stocks and starting a company and entrepreneurship. And then you have to take accounting eventually to get into the Business Management class, where you get an aspect of marketing, accounting, being a CEO, being on production, and you just get to learn every little part of the business world.
What's the name of your teacher?
Mr. Grady.
From there, when did this business venture begin, or when did the project begin?
So at the beginning of the year, we all, our whole class, we all get together and we just take some like personality tests. We do certain things to kind of figure out where we would fit inside like a company. Like maybe someone's more hands-on, so they'd be production. Maybe someone's more creative, marketing. Leaders would be like kind of more the chiefs, that sort of thing. So the first few weeks, first month or so, we're just kind of learning about basic business stuff, how to be running it once we get going. And then after that, after about I think mid-September is when we start forming our own companies. We vote on the CEO, and from there, the CEO will pick what students they want on their business.
Let's just go back to the whole kind of personality assessment, personality testing. What did you like about that process, or what did you not like about maybe?
So we did the Myers Briggs personality test, and I've done it before in the past business classes, and I've really enjoyed that. It just kind of gives you like, oh, you're an introvert, or oh, you're an extrovert, and oh, you work good with these people, and you're good with like leadership, you're good with like artistic, that sort of thing. It kind of gives you like a look into inside of like who you are as a person. So it kind of can help the CEO when they're picking their person that they want for their company. It kind of helps them decide like, oh, this person seems like they'd be like great at organizing. So I'm going to pick them to help, organize our files or whatnot.
What did you, Jonnie and Natalie, what did the two of you end up getting assessed as in the Myers-Briggs scale?
So I was an ESTJ. That's like extrovert, sensing, I can't remember the T, but the J was like judging or something like that. It basically means like I'm a planner. I like structure, that sort of thing.
And I actually got the same thing as him, but it was really nice because it just showed us who all worked well together because it gave different types. And it was like, well, this person and this person won't work together, but then these two will. So it helped picking out the companies.
Yeah, that's right. And I mean, I personally, I'm an INFP, but I'm all over the map. Like for the I, which is what, introvert versus extrovert, I was really sort of what they say on the line. So it was like I could go either way. And then J versus P, judging versus perceiving, I was the same thing. I was completely on the border. So it shows that Myers-Briggs, it's only 4 letters. It doesn't define everything about you, but it does help, right?
Yeah, like what's kind of interesting is the other CEO is actually an introvert, which is, you would think a CEO, like, oh yeah, he'd be extrovert. Oh yeah, he'd be like so outgoing, but he's actually introvert, and he's been doing a kind of great job with that.
Great, awesome. So from putting sort of the teams together, walk us through the process. How did you go from setting up the team to actually deciding on an actual idea?
So it was actually quite a long road for us. We all got together at a table and we just started brainstorming ideas of what we could do. And the first idea we had was cutting boards. So we started going with it and we were looking at different ways we could make them, what we could do with them, how we could protect them and make them better than competitions. And it just ended up that it wasn't going to be very like a very good product. We wouldn't be able to sell a lot of them. We wouldn't have a very good profit margin. So we completely switched gears, and our teacher actually proposed the whole wind chime idea to us, and we liked it, and we liked the idea of doing it with dogs, so we added dog tags to it.
Why, what made wind chimes versus cutting boards? Because to me, they sound pretty similar in from a business perspective, but what gave the wind chimes the edge?
So when I originally came up with ideas like over the summer, because I kind of knew I wanted to be, doing this, and I want to see what we can make, what would be successful, and those were kind of my two top choices: the wind chimes or the cutting boards. I had a different idea, not with dogs with the wind chimes, something else. But we decided to go with the cutting boards just because we thought it'd be more practical for our like target audience. However, we did like a survey with a bunch of people like in our community, and it seemed like with the price range, because we asked for, price range of what people would be willing to pay, it didn't look like we'd be making a very good margin. And we knew with wind chimes, it's going to have a way greater effect on people to help memorialize their past pets instead of just, a decoration piece. So we kind of felt more personal to that because all of us, besides I think just one person, has a dog in our company. And at that point, we just thought it was definitely the way to go.
All right. Well, I guess it makes sense, right? I mean, cutting boards in a way are a commodity. I mean, all you you don't even need a cutting board. All you need is a knife and a countertop, and that becomes your cutting board. Whereas a wind chime, there can be some differentiation, right?
Plus, we have to have a social cause with our company. It's one of Junior Achievement's like kind of rules on it. And so with the cutting boards, our social cause was like hunger, and none of us really cared that much about it. But when we got to the wind chimes and talking about dogs, all of us cared about our dogs. And, you see like the ASPCA commercials and like you get sad. Like everybody has a soft spot for dogs. So it was just a cause that we felt like more greatly about.
Yeah, definitely a little closer to the heart, right?
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about junior achievement. How integral is junior achievement to your project?
So Junior Achievement actually sponsors this whole ordeal of this. So there's guidelines like you have to have the social cause, you have to add value to a product. You can't just be like a middleman of some sort. Obviously, there's safety concerns like no knives or fire or anything like that. But then after that, it's pretty much all on our own. They help us kind of through the way. They get us kind of set up with like a credit card or a debit card per se, um, and that sort of thing. And then once we go throughout the year, kind of doing our own thing, we have a junior achievement competition where we go to somewhere where all the other schools in our county all get together and we all compete. And the past few years, our school has actually swept the competition. We're hoping to do that this coming year, but then after that, if we still like are doing great and we apply to possibly go to nationals, we can possibly go to Washington D.C. where we can then compete nationwide and hopefully win some big scholarship money.
Wow, so the work keeps on going. When is the first round of competition?
It is in April.
Okay, and then potentially, I don't want to jinx you guys, but potentially when you get to like the next levels and all that, when would that take place?
The DC, I believe, is in May. Yeah, May, I think, kind of goes into June. It's kind of like late in the year. You like fly out there. No, you take a bus out there. Yeah.
What kind of, I guess learning from your school's past success, what does it take to really do a great job in these competitions?
So what we're doing different than all the other companies that have been doing this in the past in our county and kind of nationwide is we've always been trying to innovate in new ways. Like we make our annual report like unbelievable, like kind of, like almost breaking edge of like things that like my dad right now, he's in a company and he's never seen something like this new, this modern with like a bunch of graphs, bunch of this and that. We're trying to always be innovative. Like right now, our organizational chart is something we're really proud of. It's something that kind of we came up on our own, as well as like we have to make a display like for the show. And that we have a decent budget for this year because we got sort of a grant. So we're going to be using that to kind of help vault us into some more success.
Nice. Okay. Well, I won't force you to reveal your secrets. We'll wait for the big reveal during the competition. That is really, really great. How far away is the local competition? How far do you guys have to drive?
It's about, I would say, like 30, 40 minutes.
Okay. So not too bad. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what's been like the biggest lessons for the two of you putting together this business?
Well, I think working in a group, excuse me, I think working in a group is definitely a big lesson that we're starting to learn because, you work in school projects and usually just one person takes over and does all the work, but in this company, we can't do that. We all have to work together. And we've sort of been butting heads with people. And I think just working with other people has been a really good lesson from this class.
What were the goals or what are the goals for the business and what's been your progress so far?
I would say probably our main goal currently is just to provide like the ultimate customer service because obviously we're working with people that has recently had, a big trauma within their like family with the whole dog passing away. So we hope to kind of invite our customers and have like a great customer service where we can get our products out as soon as possible. Have, the dog's image so it on there just so it helps, remember them and overall just making them have the best overall experience.
Gotcha. Any memorable stories with any of your customers?
We have sold to a lot of our family recently, and that's been great. But I personally work at Best Buy, and so does someone else in our group. And we've actually met someone who used to go to Hoover, and he actually turns out he actually had a dog that also just passed away. So it was really awesome to kind of talk to him kind of outside of school and kind of hear from what he said from like our old teacher, because he also graduated with our teacher. If you if you can believe that, he actually graduated with our old business teacher. So he's talking about that. And overall, it's just, I don't know, it was just really great to hear his story and what he had to say about his dog and whatnot.
Okay, cool. So in general, I mean, what would success look like to you two as far as, I don't know, however you want to measure it, sales or impact? I mean, what's sort of your thought?
So at the end of the day, however much we make in sales, we're going to be donating like a lot of it to our charity right now, which is currently Positive Ohio. So pretty much right now, we're just primarily looking at our social cause and really helping awareness towards animal abuse and helping kind of what Positive Ohio is there for, which is, kind of get dog food in the hands of people that maybe can't afford it.
Well, we're talking to Jonnie Taylor and Natalie Scheffler. They're founders of a business class project called Positively Remembered out of their high school, Hoover High School in North Canton, Ohio. Well, why don't we just switch gears a little bit to tell me a little bit about the animals in your life. When was your first memory of an animal in your family, and what do they mean to you?
So when I was growing up, I had this dog, Smokey, and he was a chocolate lab German Shepherd mix. And he was probably about middle-aged when I was born. And I would always, like, my mom would put me on him, and I would ride around my house on him, and I would lay with him and take naps. And me and my brother, he just, like, was one of our best friends growing up. And one day, my mom had to take Smokey to the vet, and she came back, and she had to put Smokey down. So me and my brother never really got to say goodbye to him, and we missed him a lot. And so the idea of the wind chimes I really like, because I would have loved to have had something to always remind me of the good times that I had with him growing up.
Nice. Any animals in your life right now, Natalie?
Yeah, I have 2 golden retrievers, Mojo and Chance, and they're like the same way. I love them, and I always play with them, and they're more active than Smokey was because they're a little bit younger, but
Cool. Nice. How about you, Jonnie?
So currently I have my dog. He's a miniature schnauzer. His name is Quincy. He is currently 14 years old. So pretty much I've had him. We got him Christmas Day. Pretty much that's like one of my earliest memories is getting him. And he's been around all this time. I mean, he's getting older and older by the day. Obviously, he's having a hard time getting around. I'm pretty sure he's pretty much deaf at this point. But we all still love him, and he's by far just the best dog we've ever had. And we also have another little puppy right now. His name is Chip. We just got him last summer, and he is quite rambunctious. And I don't think Quincy and Chip get along very much right now.
Yeah, I would imagine the age difference or really, it's really the energy level, right? But between the two dogs might cause some conflict.
Yeah, they say, like the older dog's supposed to teach the younger dog kind of how to act, but I think that might have had the opposite effect on it.
Yeah, I think Quincy's kind of done, right? As far as done teaching lessons to other dogs.
Yeah.
So how do you get the word out? I mean, how did you initially do the marketing? You mentioned friends, family, that kind of thing, but what else did you work on?
so we actually have a strategic partnership with a pet store about 20 minutes away called Pet Connections, and they sell dog licenses. So throughout the months of December and January, they are handing out flyers about us to everybody that buys a dog license in hopes that they will purchase a dog tag for the dog they're buying a license for. So we've gotten a few orders from that, but other than that, we've also gone to craft shows. So we get to talk to people at those and tell them about who we are. And we are currently designing a poster to hang up around town, and we tell all of our friends and family, and some of our companies actually gone door to door trying to sell and get the word out about our company. So pretty much any way we can, we're just trying to get people to know who we are and hopefully buy something from us.
Awesome. That sounds really, really good. So what's been the most successful avenue outside of getting your friends and family to purchase?
I would say probably the craft shows because people are there looking for stuff to buy, and we're not just forcing ourselves on them, begging them to buy stuff from us. So probably the craft shows have been the second most success from us besides our friends and family.
Gotcha. Okay. So if I'm walking up to you, I'm a stranger walking up to you at the craft show, what's your either your pitch or what's your value proposition to me as far as why should I buy from you guys?
So usually the very first thing I ask is if they have a dog, because if they don't, then it might not exactly work as well if they don't have a pet. And I just started asking them about their pet and get some information on them. You know, maybe they're getting older and they could possibly use a wind chime soon, or maybe they're new and they don't have a pet tag yet. And we just like to tell them about our social cause so they know that if they do buy something from us, that part of it will go towards Positive Ohio. And yeah, so basically just we have to make sure they have a pet first before we start giving them our pitch.
What did your competition look like if you had any?
Bigger stores such as PetSmart, they also sell custom dog tags, but they sell them for a lot more. Like they're more $20 to $30 depending on what all you get on it, and ours are only $6. So we have quite a lower price than them, and nobody else really sells wind chimes for to memorialize pets, so there's not really a competition there.
Oh, okay. And how much are the wind chimes?
They're $45.
Okay. What kind of material is it made out of? How big of a photo of the animal can you put on there?
So right now, we are using bamboo for our wood, mostly because, it's already, we want to have it so you can put it outside. Obviously, to catch the most wind inside, that wouldn't make much sense. So we're using bamboo. However, we're kind of running into some problems currently. Just trying to engrave it because we have like a state-of-art laser engraver. However, it's meant to engrave wood, and bamboo's technically grass, so it's kind of having a hard time engraving that. So we're looking to move towards some sort of, like hardwood, maybe like some hard, darker wood. That way it'd still be water resistant, but still be good quality to be used outside. And the dog image is actually like on the wind catcher part, that little like round medallion that kind of hangs down. I would say it's about the size of like a coaster, I would say.
Okay. All right, great. So wow, that's interesting. A little bit of a biology lesson. Bamboo is more in the grass family. So what happens when you actually try to use the laser engraver? Does the thing catch on fire or something, or?
Kinda. What actually happens is when you engrave it, like parts of it will like burn, so it just kind of looks a bit darker. And we don't want we want to have like kind of like a no compromise product. So it's like we don't want to settle for that's good enough. Let's deal with it because we want to give a customer a product that is meaningful to them. I don't want to distract them from like the whole meaning of the wind chime with just like the burn of it, or maybe it smells burn or something like that. I don't want to have to deal with that.
Okay. So starting out, how many hours a week did you guys have to dedicate to the business, and has the amount of time you've had to commit, has that changed in any way now that things are kind of set up?
Well, we have the class to work, and the class is about 2 hours long, but we have come to realize that you need more than 2 hours a day to run a business, so plenty of us are in there whenever we can. If we stay after school, we can usually only stay after until about 3 o'clock, but Jonnie and myself at least are in there at least one extra period a day, if not more, just trying to get everything finished up, and the laser engravers, our production people, are in there usually before class starts trying to get things done. So we actually are kind of struggling with time because we never have enough time in the day because we have other classes and schoolwork going on.
Did you actually have to set up a corporate structure? Like, did you actually have to become like a LLP or some kind of other legal entity?
So we're actually just a part of JA. So technically our name is Pawsitively Remembered, a JA company. So we're like underneath of JA. So we're not technically like our own like corporation per se.
Okay, nice. And then Positively Ohio, to what degree was it already existing, when you started deciding to donate money to them?
So we have someone that's kind of helps with our whole business class. His name is Joe Rosa, and he is actually part of the board at Positive Ohio. And so he kind of, said, well, I'm part of this, so you guys should just, I'll tell you about us, and you can kind of decide if maybe you want to help out our cause, and we'll kind of help you out in some ways.
So, Positive Ohio, what they do is they want to make sure that every dog has a home. They help dogs get spayed and neutered, so they're not just running around on the street. They don't like them all in kennels, and so really their main cause is just to make sure that every dog gets in a right home for them.
All right. Beautiful. Well, thanks for sharing that. Trying to think of anything else. So if people want to get in touch with Positively Remembered, what's the best way for folks to find you?
So our website, www.positively-remembered.com, you can order right online there, or you can email us at positivelyrememberedja@gmail.com, and we're also on Facebook.
Okay, and you want to spell positively for us since it's not the usual way?
Yeah, it's PAWSITIVELY.
All right. Really a couple questions from me. One is, when does your project sort of end, right? I mean, the business is not going to stay forever. When do people need to get their orders in?
So at the end of the school year, which is going to be about May, that's like kind of when the final orders will be coming through. And then like come June, is actually required by junior achievement that we actually liquidate all of our assets. So we have to kind of disband completely underneath the JA, branding. And then if we want to, continue on, if we decide it'll be a good idea moving forward, we can then kind of bring it back. We can kind of maybe get some people back. Some people have done this in the past. And then, hopefully find a third party to do the laser engraver, and then we could work on from there.
Cool. How many wind chimes and dog tags do you think you guys are going to end up producing?
So we have a goal of, I believe it was like 31 chimes in order to break even from what our fixed costs are right now. And I believe it was like 54 dog tags in order to hit that as well. So, after that, that's kind of what we need to hit in order just so we don't lose money. But then anything after that will be great. And that'll be all be going towards, either our fund, our charity, or maybe even some, college money or whatever.
Yeah, and right now our goal is actually $150 in sale per person, and we actually have to reach that, and we're going to get graded on it come the first of the year.
Wow. How many people are on your team?
So there's 9 of us.
Oh, wow. So nine times 150, of course.
Yeah, and then that's the company goal. So we get graded kind of half and half, one on if you meet your goal and one on if the company meets their goal.
Okay. Do you offer shipping? How far would you be able to ship if you had to?
So the dog tags, they ship for free. And with the wind chimes, you can either pick it up at our high school or we'll ship it, and it's an extra $6.80.
Okay. And how far are you willing to ship?
In the U.S.
Okay. How about like Hawaii, Alaska?
We'll probably tackle that problem once it comes. When that happens, hopefully if it happens, we'll make it happen.
Okay. All right. Alaska and Hawaii, you guys have to step up, make it hard on these guys. make those shipping costs go through the roof, right? So
yeah.
All right, great. Well, listen, thanks for sharing all this. Anything else that you guys would like to share that I haven't asked you about?
I think we hit most of our key points, I would say.
Any advice you can offer to animal rescue organizations?
So, obviously a lot of people out there like their pets, their dogs, their birds, their cats, and you just have to find those people because they're definitely willing to help. Like when people hear that you are trying to help dogs or you're trying to help cats or whatever you're trying to do, like people are willing to jump on board because almost everybody, I think, do you know what the percentage was?
It was more than half.
So more than half of the country actually has a dog in their house. And so you just have to find those people because they're definitely going to be willing to help you with your cause.
So if someone else is listening to this and maybe they're a high school student interested in starting their own business through junior achievement, or maybe they're a parent whose kid is involved, what kind of advice would you give to them?
This is kind of, the most generic thing that I remember I heard like so many times before we started up, but failure really is never an issue. Honestly, failure helps you grow. It helps you improve. We've had plenty of our own, and I'm personally glad that they have all happened, because from there on, we can kind of reorganize, get together, and kind of work our way through any problems we have.
We want to say thank you to Natalie Scheffler and Jonnie Taylor for sharing their stories. We also want to say thank you to Eileen Mitchell, our guest on episode 33, for connecting us with Natalie. If you're considering placing an order with Pawsitively Remembered for their wind chimes or dog tags, go to our show notes at thisispawprint.com/97. If you'd like to meet me or Nancy on social media, Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, look for This Is Pawprint, all one word. If you want to listen to more episodes of Pawprint, you can find us on your favorite podcast app, including iTunes, iHeartRadio, and Google Play Music. Look for Pawprint Animal Rescue and hit the subscribe button to get the latest episodes immediately. We want to thank all of you for sharing Pawprint with your friends and family. We just hit the 50,000 download mark. Very exciting. And we look forward to hitting 100,000 listens down the road. So once again, thank you for your support. Tune in next week when we interview Deb Ozarko, host of the Unplugged podcast, who has a heartwarming animal rescue story. And remember, you share a positive message of love and peace by saving an animal. Have a great day, and see you next time on Pawprint.
Pawprint is a production of EVER Education.
You can't handle the truth.